5 says list the angles of triangle ABC from smallest to largest. But they did not draw triangle ABC for us, so guess what?
You're gonna let us watch you draw it instead of drawing it.
Okay, so ABC, it says AB is 12, BC is 10, and AC is 11. Okay, it says list the angles from smallest to largest. You remember how we can tell which angle is the smallest?
The one with the smallest side.
Yeah. The smallest angle opens up to the smallest side. So 10 is the smallest.
A.
Pretty sure I put one of these on the test, if I remember.
Angle B.
Okay, yeah. 11 is the medium, so B is, so I guess it's in alphabetical order. No, but I recommend you do on 26. 26 is kind of the same thing, except for they give you the angles and you gotta do the sides from smallest to biggest. All right, do you guys remember number 27 from Tuesday? I'm taking that as a no. So on 27, we got to list the sides from smallest to largest again. Do you remember what we did first? We figured out which triangle was the biggest and which triangle was the smallest first before we did the sides. Any ideas? How do we do that? Okay, QS, the side that is shared in the middle, is the what side on the left of the left triangle? Yeah. On the left triangle, angle P, x plus 5 degrees, is the biggest angle. Therefore, QS must be the biggest side on the left triangle. On the right triangle, QS is the what? Smallest side, because on the right triangle, x minus 3 is the smallest angle. Therefore, QS is the smallest side on the right triangle. So, what does that mean? Which triangle must be bigger? The left or the right? Any other votes?
Scared if I get this wrong. I'm gonna hurt myself.
It's 50-50.
They're well, the way they drew it is they're exact same, but you can't trust the picture.
Right.
So if QS is the biggest on the left, but on the right it's the smallest, that means the right must be much bigger.
Oh.
Well, or bigger at least. So QS is the biggest side on the right triangle, but it's only the smallest side, the biggest side on the left triangle, but it's only the smallest side on the right triangle, means the right triangle must be bigger. So if we're going in order from smallest side to biggest side, we need to start on the left triangle. So what is the smallest angle and what is the smallest side on the left triangle? Smallest angle is x minus 5, yeah, QSP. What does x minus 5 open up to? PQ. Small side, PQ. On the left triangle, what's the next smallest side? Yeah, x is the next smallest angle, therefore that opens up to PS. What's the biggest side on the left triangle? QS. What's the small side on the right triangle? QS. We already got it though, so we don't need to write it again. So what's the medium side on the right triangle? X plus 1 would be between x plus 2 and x minus 3. X plus 1 opens up to QR. And what's the biggest angle on the right? x plus 2, that opens up to, sorry,
You,
she stole your line. How old is the Are You Serious right now?
It's like
I have no idea.
2 months.
2
No,
months?
not last week.
I think I've heard it 50 times in the last week.
So bad.
that sounds like
So annoying.
You try to get
You
it
cannot
to
say
look,
that.
guess what?
51? Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, that's how many times I've heard it. Alright,
You can't be serious, guys.
what's 28 say?
Line M and N.
Okay, what, you guys remember what negation means?
Yeah.
Yeah, the opposite thing. So, on 29, what's, if it says A is greater than 7, what's the negation of that?
A is less than or equal.
Less than or equal to 7. I didn't mention this back on whatever day this was, like Monday or, but the opposite of or would be and. So it's A is less than or equal to 7 and B is less than or equal to 7. The negation. No, that was 29. I just said 28. Yeah, 28 is right, the negation. It's just the opposite thing. Okay, on 31, you guys remember what the contrapositive meant? Switch the order and
Wow,
you do
good
the,
job, Kaden.
you switch the order and you do the negation. Did he stop speaking English there for a while?
Yeah.
yeah.
So if we switch the order, it's if the measurement of angle B equal, or actually, what should I put? If measurement of angle B, what? Not equal to 90. We're doing the negation of both. Then, what?
Then B is not a right.
Angle B is not a right angle.
How many questions are on the test? I think I already
Million bajillion. Alright.
Oh,
answered. Yeah, you already said
What he
that.
said yesterday.
Stop! I couldn't remember.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Can there be like,
I said
Are you
nine.
serious?
but like super easy?
Oh,
That was really odd.
How about 2 and impossibly hard?
I'm okay with this game.
I feel like I was going to say something. Oh, is this statement true? If measurement of B is not 90, then B is not a right angle? Yeah. Contrapositives are a different way of saying the exact same idea, actually. So they are logically equivalent to the original statement. Number 33.
what happened yesterday? You were doing every problem with this.
This page is not as bad as yesterday's page was.
All those numbers up to 100.
Yesterday's page was a booger. Booger.
Oh,
This is one
are
where
you
you
serious?
should only do this.
This page is fine.
Can't stop.
You should
You
only
don't
do
have to be
this.
serious.
Too late. I almost did the entire page yesterday, Issa. On 33, which two statements are contradictions? So, statement P, angle 1 and 2 are supplementary. Statement 2, angle 1 and 2 are linear pairs. Are those two complementary? Or, sorry, contradictory? No, they are not contradictory. You can have, if it is a linear pair, actually it has to be supplementary, right? But if it's supplementary, it may or may not be a linear pair. Not contradictory. So one of them has to contradict statement R. Angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent. Which of those do not go together? Q and R. You cannot be a linear pair, because linear pairs are two angles together that make a line. Adjacent, you guys remember what adjacent meant? They share a side, two angles right next to each other. So Q and R.
I hope we get uncle, so I'm just kidding.
For, that's if I play.
Force one to play.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll be a blot again. You guys can play. Freshmen can play some more.
Yeah.
This is like the one game.
You guys harassing each other?
As far as I'm concerned, it's not
That
that
doesn't go to
Huh?
As far as I'm concerned, it's or like just past that, but I could be wrong.
I'll be
Yeah, they're ranked third
I want to go to a game that's
in your
actually fun to watch.
district, but you beat the team that beat them.
Yeah, the 50.
So.
That
That was insane. I think like 201. If we win this, we're district champion.
No. Okay, number 35.
you guys, yeah.
Okay, 35. Attempt to sketch. No, that was 34. State whether attempting to construct triangle ABC with side lengths 5, 16, and 10. So would produce a triangle, collinear points, or segments that do not meet. Is it possible to make a triangle with a 5, 16, and 10 side? 5, 10, 15. Is that possible? Or 16? Is that possible? No. Why not?
Because they don't add up.
Do you think you have to be more than 16?
They wouldn't be able to stretch across the 16. So, are they collinear points or do they not meet? Segments do not meet. Segments don't meet. Any two sides of a triangle have to add up to more than the third side of the triangle. Segments don't meet. Is that how they said it? Yeah, that's how they said it. Yeah, we're skipping that section. 41. Okay, 41 is the most recent assignment, Tuesday. Use the hinge theorem or its converse to compare an unlabeled pair of sides or angles in each pair of triangles. Do you remember what kind of problems these were for Tuesday? No? Okay. Now, do you guys remember what kind of problems they were?
Oh, yeah.
Alligator from.
Oh, it's the 60
Is greater than 20 degrees.
Okay, yeah, so if you know the two mouths are the same on the crocodiles, like this mouth, this is the same as this, and this is the same as that. And this crocodile opens its mouth wider than this crocodile, then what else do we know?
That crocodile.
The gap between the jaws will be bigger here than it is here.
Smooth.
Or you could say it backwards. If I know this gap is bigger than this gap, then I know this angle is bigger than this angle. Alright. So that's not actually 41, I just drawn something. Alright, on 41, do you guys see the two alligators? Which would be the jaws of the alligator? Fours and threes. So on the top alligator, it opens its mouth at a 20-degree angle, and the bottom alligator opens its mouth at a 20-degree angle. So what do we know?
They're the same.
What's the same?
The gap.
The gaps are the same. So equal. What exactly is equal though? We gotta be
LK and B.
yeah.
Equal.
MV equals, okay. Okay, do not say angle S is equal to angle T, or, yeah. We know 20 equals 20, that's not what they're asking. They're asking for the unlabeled thing, like which is bigger. So on 42, for example, don't say GH is greater than KL. We know that, don't. We're looking for that. So on 42, we know something about all three sides. So what we're looking for is what angle is bigger than what other angle. So do that one on your own. Okay, 43. You guys remember this one from Tuesday? Towards the end.
No.
Maybe not. It wasn't that bad. 52. Actually, it's probably 53. Okay, so it says ABC. Says AB is 15, BC is 15. Then it says ABD is 47. BDC is 60. Alright. Do you guys see the alligator's jaws?
Yeah.
Yes.
15 and BD, 15 and BD. So it's, this is one of the alligators. And then 15 and BD, this is the other one. I guess I'll put the eyeball right there. Alright. So this alligator on the left opened its mouth 47 degrees. The alligator on the right opened its mouth 60 degrees. So what do we know?
BC is greater than 80.
BC is big compared to AD. So on the problem 43 it says BC blank AD
BC is greater than.
greater than.
Yeah.
Yesterday when you were gone we decided that you and Grant should probably be sent to an island.
The corner together.
Oh yeah.
Everything. Well, you're gonna be forced to.
Honestly, put them in the corner together. That would be
What your
hilarious.
mother said?
That'd be so
It might be funny for you guys, but
Yeah.
the volume that would come out of that would not be worth it for me.
It'd be like stranded.
Huh?
Did I make Grant sit next to you last year?
Yeah.
Like towards the
You
end?
made it her.
Or yeah.
She was moving.
Senior right to
Oh, Shannon and Cody.
That's why Hope moved at the beginning of this year because I moved to Eastville last year.
You went for multiple times actually. Because you can be near Shannon, not me, not Olivia.
Like last year in Bible.
Yeah,
The majority of the class.
Last year in Bible. We should force it great and shame.
I don't want to listen to you while I'm teaching math. Okay. Yeah, okay, here we go. 45. You guys remember these? Maybe not. It says, find the range of possible lengths for the third side of a triangle with the two sides of the given length. So they're telling us two sides of the triangle are 5 and 10. So what could be the third side of the triangle? Or what, yeah.
Greater than 16, but less than, I'm just kidding, never mind, I don't know.
Bruh.
Okay, if it was a small side, what would it have to be?
Greater than 6.
No?
No, less than 5.
Okay, it could be 6. Could it be 5? No. So it's got to be bigger than 5.
And less than,
But what if it was a big side? What's it? 5 and 10?
less
Gotta
than
be
15.
less than 10.
Yeah, it can't be 15, right? Because that would not be big enough, or these two would not be big enough for that. So it's got to be less than 15.
I was getting there.
So yeah, the pattern was it's got to be bigger than the difference. 5 is the difference between these two. And it's gotta be, x has gotta be less than the sum. You need to use that for 46.
I forgot how you do the like the.
You just put the letters in. Difference.
D.
What does difference mean?
Minus.
Minus. It's like 46 is like 46 is like identical to a problem we did on Tuesday, or yeah, Tuesday. Okay, 47. This page you guys are gonna get a little more help on because it's back to hard again. Basically, well, it's not all hard actually.
This is all the test, like the test.
No, not all of it. Just most of it.
Just the whole.
Okay, it says Sylvia is attempting to construct triangle BAC with AB and AC equals 7. They basically drew this in the picture. Find the range of possible values for x, the length of the bottom side, that would produce each result. So what do we need to make x into? Okay, for 47, how do we make it an equilateral triangle?
Put 7 in because then
Yeah.
they're all 7.
They would have to be 7, right? That's the easy one.
Yes.
Okay, now here's where things get confusing. This is why I'm helping you. Yeah, if 47 wasn't even, I wouldn't have done it. But for 48, how can I make it a right triangle? What do I need to make x into? We haven't talked a lot about this chapter, Caden.
No, 0. I was thinking of the Pythagorean theorem, but no.
Yeah, in a right triangle, Pythagorean theorem has to work for the sides, right?
Okay.
So what is the Pythagorean theorem?
It's vertical equals
Shh. Okay. So these two would have to be the legs because the hypotenuse has to be the longest side. So x would have to be the hypotenuse. So 7 squared, we need to make 7 squared plus 7 squared equals x squared. 49 plus 49 is 98. How do I solve that for x? Right. The opposite of a square is a square root. Now you guys probably don't remember this from Algebra 1, but technically, if x squared is 98, x could be positive or negative square root of 98. But since we're talking about the length of a side of a triangle, negative doesn't make sense. So,
Plus.
you guys remember how we simplified square root of 98 without calculator?
Oh yeah, the thingy.
These
Three.
7 square root of 2. Okay, that's 48. Seven square root of 2 as a decimal is probably like 9 point something or whatever. 10 point something. But we're just gonna leave it like that. Okay. So what we just said is if we make x 7 square root of 2, that would basically open this triangle up until A turned into a right angle. Does that make sense? You kind of need to understand that to do the next part. So 49 says, what would I need to make x to make sure it's an acute triangle? Right. We would want to close this gap here so this angle would stay small. So we would need it to be less than 7 square root of 2. What would we need to do to x to make it an obtuse triangle? Right. We would want to make x bigger than 7 square root of 2 to open that angle up. So yeah, x is greater than 7. On 49, they actually put 0 less than x less than. Obviously, x can't be 0 or negative, but I'm not going to write that down. All right. 51. what's BAC mean?
Like, it makes like over.
Makes it a line. So how long would X have to be before it just became a straight line? Right. If I stretch this out until it's 7 plus 7, 14, it'd make a straight line. So 51 is 14. 52, you guys are going to do on your own. Fifth.
Yes.
I thought for sure somebody was going to say, are you serious right now?
Are you serious right
You didn't need to.
now? Oh, we had to make up for it. Are you serious?
Okay, on 53, as I read this, I want you guys to try and draw it. It's a little bit new for our experience, but we'll see if you guys can figure it out. Team Alpha leaves the base camp heading due east for 1 mile. Start drawing. Team Alpha leaves the base camp heading due east for 1 mile. And then turns 40 degrees north of east and travels another mile. On a map, which direction do we usually do for east?
Right.
Right.
Are you serious, bro?
Now, there's no law that says that's absolutely how maps have to work, and it doesn't, but if you do it the same way every time, you won't get confused. So, let's stick with that. Anyway, so did you guys get the second part? The Team Alpha turns 40 degrees north of east and travels another mile to reach its first checkpoint. At the same time, so we're starting a new thing, Team Omega, get it, Alpha and Omega, leaves the base camp heading due west for 1 mile. And then turns 45 degrees south of west. And travels another mile. To reach its first checkpoint. Alright, did you get the pictures? There was a picture. Let me read the question. With both teams at their first checkpoint, which team's beeline distance back to camp is shorter? What does beeline mean? Straight line, like, yeah, go directly towards it. Okay, here's what the picture should look like. And if you didn't get it right, that's fine, because there is one concept that's kind of new. So they went, what was it, east for 1 mile. It's the base camp. Then they went, was it 40 degrees north of east? Yes. So that would be like 40 degrees north of east.
Oh, I got it. Oh, wait,
I don't know.
And that was for 1 mile. So the V line would look like that.
Oh.
And then the other guys traveled west for a mile. And then they went 45 degrees south of west. So the 45 would be up here. 45 south of west. For 1 mile. So their V line would look like that. Alright. Can you guys tell what kind of problem this is? Say it. Nope. No.
This is poopy. Are you serious?
two triangles, right? I went ahead and drew in the B line from the base. We have two triangles with sides 1 and 1. It's the hinge. It's the alligator.
Yeah.
It's big mouth. Okay, actually, let me erase that. So, if this angle's 40 right here, what would this angle be right here? 140. This is 45. 135. So we got the two alligators. This alligator opens its mouth 135. This alligator opens its mouth 140. So which of these would be bigger? Big, small. And the question was, with both teams at their first checkpoint, which team's beeline distance back to camp is shorter? Yeah, this one was the second one. This was Omega's. You guys know where Alpha and Omega come from? Yeah, they're Greek letters. It's the first and last letter, yes.
Alpha, Omega.
I just know what?